Hi beauties, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm starting off with my eyebrows and I'm using the new Maybelline Brow Define and Fill Duo Pencil, and this is in the shade Soft Brown. And as usual, I am just outlining my eyebrows and filling them in very lightly. I actually really like this pencil and I love how it came out, and I would definitely consider it a dupe to the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz because it works just as well. So now I'm using the Brow Stylist Plumper by L'Oreal Paris, and this is just a brow gel and it's in the shade medium to dark, and I'm using it only to just add a little bit more definition to my brows. Next, I'm using this eyeshadow primer from Jessie's Girl, and I'm just putting it all over my eyelids to prime them before eyeshadow. So for eyeshadow, I'm using these Revlon Colorstay Shadowlinks where I actually created my own palette. So for my crease, I chose to use this shade called Copper, and it's a metallic shade. So I'm blending that all out and moving that in towards my inner tear duct. So this next shadow is called Cocoa, and I'm putting this a little bit below my crease on the corner of my eye and blending it all in towards the inner tear duct. And now for the belle of the ball, on my eyelid, I'm using this shade called Khaki. To make it a little bit more pigmented, I actually sprayed a little bit of the L'Oreal setting spray, and that actually helped the color come out a little bit more intense and more pigmented. Now I'm going back in with that shade Cocoa to blend it out a little more and get rid of any harsh lines. And to prime my face, I'm using the new L'Oreal Paris Magic Lumi Light Infusing Primer. It's supposed to give your face a little bit more highlight and give it a little bit more shimmer and just make it look bright. And for foundation, I'm using my favorite, which is L'Oreal True Match in the shade W4, and I'm just blending that out with a beauty blender, and this one is actually from Real Techniques. To conceal, I'm using this LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Natural, and this was actually my first time using this concealer, so I decided to put it underneath my eyes and on the bridge of my nose. But once I blended it out, I noticed that it was a little too light for my shade, so I decided to mix it with the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade Sand, and once I blended that all out, it looked way better. And now to set my concealer, I am using the Maybelline Fit Me Setting Powder, and this is in the shade Natural Beige. To contour my nose, I'm using this LA Girl concealer again, and this is actually in the shade Beautiful Bronze, I believe it's called. And I'm just going to contour my nose a little bit and blend this out with the Beauty Blender. To contour my face, I'm using this Revlon Nearly Naked powder in the shade Medium Deep, and just contouring underneath my cheekbones and on my forehead a little and on my temples as usual. And by the way, I did not intentionally choose all these Revlon products, but you know, what can I say? Revlon is a nice brand. For liner, I'm using this Maybelline Eyestudio gel liner in Blackest black. And as per usual, I am doing a little bit of a wing, but nothing too crazy. And to line my waterline, I'm using my favorite, which is the NYX Jolie Gel Pencil Liner. Then I'm just going to curl my lashes with this lash curler and put my falsies on. And I'm using these Ardell lashes called Glamour or Glamorous. And next for blush, I'm using this beautiful blush by Milani in the shade Rose d'Oro. And then to highlight my brow bone, I'm going back to the palette and I'm using this shade called Oyster. It's a metallic shade and I'm just putting that underneath my brow bones to give it some highlight. And next to highlight my face, I'm using this Physicians Formula Warm Nude Shimmer Strips, and I'm using the Morphe M310 brush, which is another one of my favorites. And then going back to the shadow underneath my waterline, I'm using the same shadow I used in my crease. On the inner tear duct, I'm using Oyster again. And then for mascara on my lower lashes, I'm using L'Oreal's Telescopic Carbon Black. And lastly, on my lips, I chose to use this NYX Liquid Suede Cream Lipstick in the shade Soft Spoken. This is a beautiful color. And to set my entire face, I used the NYX Dewy Finish Spray. And that's the end of this look. I hope you all enjoyed it. If so, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye, beauties!